Doug Grew got us ready for the big matchups.
After some exhilarating finishes on Sunday afternoon, the Western Conference is set, which means we know that in the 3-6 matchup here, it is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Everyone start queuing up your gifts of Rudy Gobert and Luka Doncic because we're going to get to see that matchup even if Luka is in a different uniform. What's this going to come down to?
I mean, when I look at this team and I look at the Lakers, they don't have a dominant center. So we're talking about a team that's really not going to go in the paint because we know Rudy is more of a defensive guy. So I think this is a game where it kind of plays into the Lakers' favor. I think you bring in Naz Reid, but that's also a switchable matchups. And we know Lakers have a lot of wing defenders. So I think this is a team that they can guard defensively.
Yeah, the Lakers really like going small, Perk.
They do because LeBron James could play the center position. Right, and especially in a series like this, is all about matchups. And when you look at a guy like Julius Randle, who has been playing some pretty damn good basketball this last part of the season, Lakers have the personnel to match up with him and take him out of the game. I just feel like, you know, Anthony Edwards, he's a problem, right? We all know that he's dangerous.
So good.
But so is Luka Doncic, right? And who's going to stop him for the Minnesota Timberwolves? I don't think the Lakers are going to sweep them. I don't think they're going to beat them at 5, but I do have the Lakers winning this series in 6 games.
That's how I feel. I think the Lakers in 6. I think that when you look at Minnesota, they've got some size, but they're not going to be able to utilize that with Rudy Gobert because the Lakers will be able to go small. As a result, he'll be a non-factor, as he has been in playoffs past, because when teams put smaller lineups in, it's difficult for him to adjust. This is what I love about this matchup. It's going to require a superstar performance from Anthony Edwards. Ant-Man is one of my top 2 favorite players in the entire NBA. I can't wait to see this brother. And here's the thing. Not only is this superstardom required for that reason, but also keep in mind who bounced him out last year in the Western Conference Finals, who put on a show in their house to do it. That would be Luka Doncic. You Anthony Edwards, you got to answer the call. He's going to need help. He ain't going to get enough of it. But he has to show out, and I believe he will.
Well, now we know with the Lakers matchup, I'm also looking forward to Shannon Sharp, Timberwolf, Werewolf, whatever he is, it's going to be Lakers. Yeah, exactly. I'm very much looking forward to whatever that's going to be. The other thing that we know now is that the Golden State Warriors, Stephen A., they are in the play-in. They are 0-3 in play-in games. This time they're taking on here the Memphis Grizzlies. What are you going to be watching most closely?
No, I think that Memphis Grizzlies will fall because I think Golden State will know how to make shots and Memphis will not. That's my belief. No disrespect to them. I just don't think they're the shooters that Golden State is. But also, again, Draymond Green, you made a guarantee. This is playing to get to the playoffs. You made a guarantee.
I mean, once again, there's no dominant center. We're talking about Golden State, who has no center. So Memphis is not going to go inside. So they match up well with this team. So I'm going to
Golden State.
You think Golden State's going to get their first play-in win? Okay.
I'm going with Golden State as well, but that's a problem because they have a big in Jaren Jackson Jr., right? So why wouldn't they utilize that? We're talking about a guy that I know, but we're talking about a guy UD that made an All-Star team this year. And I'm just looking at, you know, Memphis is still missing and searching for that Dylan Brooks type player that they've been missing since he left. So
4-6 in the last 10 games. They limping right now.
The one thing that we're going to, speaking of limping, though, the one thing that all of us are going to have to keep an eye on heading into Tuesday's game, Golden State just 2 days to turn this around. We saw Jimmy Butler banged up at the end of this game against the Clippers, and Steph Curry, his hand heavily wrapped here. We expect and hope they're all good to go, and everyone's going to get their best shot. Tuesday,
Guarantees.
The play-in begins.
Can't wait.
Remember, guarantees. Guarantees. Remember.
Shoving some venom toward the front office, letting them know they're still mad as hell.
Number 77.
So many emotions and went out there and just play basketball.
Oh, Doncic locked in from the opening tip. He's giving it to him from every spot on the floor.
He's just letting them know that daddy's home.
It's superhuman.
A night for Doncic that began in tears and it ends in triumph.
The Lakers win in Luka's emotional, historic Dallas homecoming and help secure the 3 seed. And this is wild to me, UD. This marks the first time LeBron will have home court advantage since coming to Los Angeles. Isn't that crazy? Wow. There are 3 potential first-round opponents for the Lakers, right? The Timberwolves, the Nuggets, and the Warriors. Here's how each scenario is possible. Minnesota will be the 6th seed with a win and wins by the Clippers and the Nuggets. Remember, the Nuggets play Houston. Houston is playing their guys in this one. Denver would be the 6th seed with a loss and wins by the Clippers and Timberwolves. And for the Warriors, their easiest path to be the 6th seed is just win today against the Clippers. Now, the Lakers, they have the second best odds to win the Western Conference. But standings aside, do you think they're the second best team in the West, Stephen A?
I think at this particular moment in time, you can say that. I know that Houston is the number 2 seed. I believe in Ime Udoka. Them young thoroughbreds can ball. I still think they're a piece away, or I should say a year away as opposed to a piece. Because even though Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet are on that squad, I still think you need somebody else from a leadership veteran standpoint to help them. But I think they've got the pieces, and they certainly have the coach. It's just that with the Los Angeles Lakers, you see LeBron and Luka together. And the elevated play of Austin Reeves can no longer be ignored. And, oh, by the way, I want to say something that I don't consider it bold at all. J.J. Redick is going to win himself a championship one day as a coach in the near future. I think he's proven to be that exceptional and that locked in and that zeroed in. Might not be this year, but with Luka and LeBron, I can't summarily dismiss them against anybody outside of OKC. I think the way that they've looked right now with their experience, that playoff experience, you got to see one of these younger teams, like a Houston, I got to see them take them out to believe it.
I see these two have been looking at each other the entire time you've been talking. Why? What are you keying about over here?
JJ has done an amazing job, but we do not give Houston their flowers, and you slightly did. But yes, they might be young, but I'm looking at a team who has 5 guys starting in their starting lineup that average double figures. When we look at what Luka was able to go against last year against Boston, he wasn't able to hide. This is a team where if they played him in a 7-game series, he's not going to be able to hide. By the way, they're 14th in offense, but they're 2nd in defense, so they can guard. And on the other end, they're 1st in rebounding. The Lakers are 26th in rebounding. In a 7-game series, when you're in the mud, nobody's running any plays you haven't seen before. It comes down to physicality. It comes down to grit. It comes down to muscle. I'm looking at that team, and I'm saying, okay, yeah, everybody says the Lakers. I say Houston.
I disagree with you both. I get y'all points. Here's the reason with the Rockets. I feel like in a 7-game series with all the superstar power you have in the Western Conference, you need that closer, right? When the game gets tight in the fourth quarter, you need that guy that's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with a Jokic or Luka and LeBron or SGA. I just feel like they don't have that right now consistently. But I'm with you. I love what I'm seeing out of the Rockets. Here's the problem that I have with the Lakers, right? They don't match up well with Golden State at all, right? They don't match up well with the Clippers, in my opinion, at all. Any team that has the versatility to switch on the perimeter defensively causes problems for the Lakers. And that's what the Golden State exposed about a week ago when they played the Lakers, because Luka was trying to search people out. He trying to search, who you going to search out? I'm going to bring Draymond up? Nope, because Draymond can switch. He's a smart enough defender. Can I bring up Podziemski? Nope, Podziemski. Enough body, enough IQ to defend. So again, when I look at the perimeter defense that the Clippers have, Kawhi, Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, who we don't talk about enough, who's one of Ty Lue's favorite players, I'm just looking at it, it's OKC and everybody else.
So who shouldn't the Lakers want to see in the first round? Let's assume today that Minnesota gets the win over Utah, and I think the Nuggets are going to get there.
I would say the team they shouldn't want to see is the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of Steph Curry, because of the experience that Steph Curry, Jimmy Buckets, along with Draymond Green bring to the table, the exceptional coaching of Steve Kerr, one of the top 6 coaches of all time. There is no debating that. When you look at everything that they have in play, their perimeter shooting, their ability to hit free throws, etc. I think all of these things, and their defensive prowess, because they can, even though they're undersized, they can get at you like a bunch of piranhas. When you look at Golden State in that regard, that could be a bigger problem in my mind, more so than Houston. to answer the question about the Lakers.
Nah, I'm still going with Houston. Once again, I'm going.
But they wouldn't match up with Houston until the second round, so the first round.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at the most likely first round opponent, who don't they want to see?
They don't want to see Golden State.
Okay.
I agree with that. I agree. Nobody wants to see Steph in the first round in a 7-game series. And you made the trade for Jimmy Butler at the halfway mark. You got rid of a guy like Andrew Wiggins, a guy who we can say in 2022 was probably your best player in that final. So you make that move to get to the finals. You don't make that move to lose in the first round or to get in the play-in. So yes, the pressure's on. I say they don't want to see Golden State with Golden State's back against the wall.
And then we got to point out, what are the Lakers great at, right, defensively? They're great at boxes and elbows, taking away the paint, taking away drives, and giving up wide-open threes. And we were on here with Bob Myers, and Bob Myers was like, that can't work throughout the course of the postseason. And it definitely can't work against Golden State because Golden State is going to make you pay if you leave them open. So it's no taking away, sagging, and giving up wide-open threes and saying, oh, we don't believe you can shoot because they can shoot. Here's the thing about the Rockets, too, again. The Rockets are 25th in the league for us made threes. Yeah. You got to be able to make shots, UD. You got to be able
Houston and Memphis, that's their Achilles.
Houston and Memphis, all right.
You already did it with Dallas, and then he has the greatest player of all time, playing alongside of him. If you get everybody else to contribute and the bench shows up when they need to show up, there's a possibility it can be done. Now, I think one of the issues that we're going to run into, I'm talking about we. Listen, I'm a Heat fan. I'm just saying we for continuity based on talking about the Lakers and what Luka had to say. If the bench shows up, I think the only issue we will have is the fact that they don't have a big, and depending on who they play, styles and matchups are very important in the 7-game series. Very important.
They don't have a big. Minnesota doesn't have a big that you can Rudy Gobert is not going to hurt you because you don't have to run plays. Now, you're going to have to keep him off the glass because he can rebound and give you second chance opportunities.
There it is. That might be a problem because we don't have nobody. Who do we? Why do I keep saying we? God damn it! Who do we have that can
Jackson
do that?
Hayes should be able to keep him.
To prevent them from having second shot chances.
Jackson Hayes.
That's my dude. Hey, that's Coach Hayes' son, huh?
What Coach Hayes?
My tight end coach for the Bengals.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Jonathan Hayes.
You know that? Yes, that's his son.
That.
Yeah.
I played in the league. I was with he was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was at Kansas City when I was in the league.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Coach Hayes. Matter of fact, I got the picture with Lil Hayes, right? He was yay high. I'm talking about short.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, Ocho.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I only knew because the same night when the Lakers played Philly when goddamn Pat Beverly was there. Pat Bev was coming over to talk to me, and Jackson Hayes came up first, and it pissed Pat off, so Pat walked off. And I'm like, wait a minute, why would you? I didn't know he was in the NBA. He's like, yeah. I asked him how Pops was doing. Pops was doing good. I was like,
is he
that's
still
crazy.
in Cincinnati? He's not coaching in Cincinnati, is he?
No, he's not in Cincinnati. Zach Taylor, that makes a completely different staff. Completely different. Top to bottom.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be a great – I think it's look, Luka, LeBron, and AR, that should be plenty of offense. Guys just got to play their role. You need
that's it.
Finney Smith. You need Vando. When they come in, they need to do a job. Ant-Man going to get his points, but you just got to make it difficult. Yeah. You got to make him exert himself as much as you possibly can because
on the defensive end.
So that's going to be on Luka. That's going to be on AR. You got to make him work. You got to make him exhaust himself on one end of the court. You can't let him rest. He's not going to play LeBron. LeBron's too big. So somebody's got to guard Luka. And so if I'm looking at the pull back up. Oh, let me see here. Pull this up right quick. So could they possibly put on Luka? Box score. I'm trying to figure who they're gonna put on Luka. Nah, not that. They want that game. Oh, here it is right here. see what they can put on Luka. Jaden McDaniels. Well, he can only guard one. Julius Randle will probably take LeBron. Jaden McDaniels is going to have to guard Luka, or he's going to have to guard AR. And that means, Ant-Man going to have to guard the other one.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Listen, just sitting here talking about it, man, with you back and forth, man, you got to want to actually be there in person, man. Because I think the chat would enjoy that. The chat would enjoy it. Just you and I at the game. Man, I'm excited. I got chills talking about it, man. I can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be a great one. It's gonna be a great series. I'm hoping for a great series. Hopefully everybody stays healthy and get the job done. But I don't think you can really. I think this is a great matchup. You got LeBron, Luka, and you got Ant-Man.
Yes, sir.
You can't ask for anything more than that. Then you got a young star. You got LeBron. We know what he is in the playoffs. All the records for the most part. 10 NBA Finals, 4 championships, 4 MVPs, first in point scores, second in assists. Up there in rebounds, up there in block shots, and all that. So this is a great matchup. I can't wait to see it. Probably not going to get kicked off before Sunday of next week. I can see maybe Saturday, but I'm thinking Sunday. Huh? Actually, I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. So, Ocho, Matt Eberflus handling of the infamous Hail Marys loss annoyed Bears players Caleb Williams revealed. How Eberflus handled it all at the time for that game was, I think, one of the things that throughout the locker room people talked about and were annoyed by. Eberflus had him. Hold on. What about the DB that was joshing around with the fans? What about the